What makes a crypto project decentralized? With Tone Vays, analyst, derivatives trader, and event organizer.
All right, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming out. Thank you AIBC for inviting me back to speak at another conference. And Dubai is of course amazing. Spent about 40 days here earlier this year and happy to be back. So got about 10 minutes and I want to talk to everyone in this room about decentralization and what it is. My name is Tone Vays. I have a YouTube channel that is just under my name. I also organize a couple of events myself. You see them on the screen. And this presentation will only focus on decentralization because you hear this word all the time. Brock was just on stage, right? It's actually great to follow Brock Pierce on stage. He was mentioning decentralization, how much money is locked up. But what actually makes your project or your token or your company decentralized? And I wanted to go through a triangle of the decentralization triangle that I put together of how I see decentralization. And it's broken down into three parts: the code, the mining, and the nodes. People forget what the actual innovation is in the space. What did Satoshi invent? Satoshi invented proof of work. And the only way he did it was by adding mining to the equation. This week we're seeing a lot of negativity towards mining and how bad it is for the environment. But if it was really bad for the environment, all of us would have walked or swam here to Dubai for this conference. So the use of energy to make our life better is always a positive. It's not necessarily a negative, especially when a lot of that these days is already moving into renewables. So let's talk about the decentralization of code. Anytime you have a project, you want to find out how many people are actually coding the project. When someone sits down next to you and tells you, we have a blockchain, we are decentralized, who is writing the code? And this is an example of Bitcoin. In Bitcoin, you have over 100 people writing the code. There's even more people constantly looking at the code. Not a single person has final say on what gets into the code. Anyone could actually contribute. And these statistics, all the data is publicly available. Not a lot of people are compiling the statistics. Here's another example. In 2017, in the case of Bitcoin, there was a fork between what is called Bitcoin Core and what turned out to be Bitcoin Cash, which is called Bcash, Bitcoin Unlimited. You can see the number of developers. And it's not just the quantity of developers, it's also the quality of developers. Sure, your project could have one of the greatest developers in the world, the smartest guy. But if he's there by himself, that's not very decentralized. You could also have a project, in the case of Ethereum, where you have thousands and thousands and thousands of developers. Everyone's a developer. But again, it's the combination of big enough quantity with high enough quality. And Bitcoin is being built out slowly. This is all of the infrastructure being built on top of Bitcoin. So there will be all kinds of scaling solutions for micropayments. There is already the Liquid sidechain and a few other sidechains that are smart contract layer that will directly compete with Ethereum and all these other blockchains that are coming out. Because in my view, we have one internet today, and everyone understands that having competing internets is probably not a good idea. That's how I see the future for blockchain, having one public secure blockchain and everything else will touch it in one way or another. And I believe that one blockchain is going to be Bitcoin. Now, part two of the decentralization triangle is mining. Mining is absolutely critical. It helps diversify your blockchain. When your blockchain has no mining, it has just eliminated 1/3 of maximum decentralization. Miners run the code that the coders create, and then the third part validates what those miners do to make sure they don't cheat. Right now, there is still a lot of talk about how centralized Bitcoin mining is. That is inaccurate. A lot of those mining operations are pools. They're simply letting other people mine on their pool, and they can switch. And when new software will get adopted, every single miner inside a pool would also get to be able to choose their own blocks. You can also see how all the other popular blockchains that even have mining are a lot more centralized than Bitcoin. So whenever Bitcoin gets demonized that its mining is centralized, well, the answer is, well, compared to what? Compared to other mining and other blockchains, they're way more centralized than Bitcoin. And mining being centralized will not make Bitcoin centralized because, once again, we're going back to the triangle. So here's Vitalik, Buterin, and Ethereum looking to get rid of their mining to go to proof of stake. To me, that just makes your project more centralized, not less. So we'll see how that transition goes. The final aspect of decentralization is nodes. Nodes are absolutely critical. I did financial engineering. I worked on Wall Street. We were building risk models. My coding skills, not even close to help contribute in the coding space of Bitcoin. I'm not going to be running a mining farm. Me going to try being a miner is like me going to try be a gold miner. Not my expertise. But I can run a node. A node allows me to validate all transactions, to make sure that the Bitcoin that is received follows the rules of Bitcoin that I believe in. And this allows anyone to participate in decentralization process. And most projects are too heavy to run a node. In Bitcoin, for example, to have the history of every single Bitcoin transaction that has ever taken place is only 350 gigs of data. Any laptop, any modern laptop will run your node for years to come. In Ethereum, to hold on to every single transaction, you need 7 terabytes of data. Please find me a laptop today that will handle that, not to mention downloading all that data and processing it in real time, that much data. Now, the amount of nodes around the world is enough. We always want more, because the more nodes there are validating the transactions, the more secure Bitcoin would be, because every single person can participate in Bitcoin's decentralization. So now, my final thought is, when you are looking at a decentralized project, these are the 3 questions to ask. How decentralized is your project? Who are the developers? How do we know what they're doing? Who's watching what they're doing? Is there mining? Can I run a node? Can I validate my own transaction? Because if I can't, then that project is significantly more centralized than something like Bitcoin. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I'll have a panel a little later today as well on DeFi. Thank you for listening. And hopefully I'll get to meet some of you later on today.